Today we're going to be testing out the brand new Feather client. Just for some context, Feather client is PvP Lounge rebranded, which was one of the leading PvP clients before Lunar went sicko mode. This client is still in its beta version, so there are tons of bugs to be worked out. The goal of this video is to experience how the client feels like, test its capabilities, see how it compares to other clients, and what it can improve on. Note these opinions are completely subjective, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, but with that out of the way so I don't get yelled at, let's get into the review. Upon launching the client, we'll spot a few things right away. The first thing that catches your eye is probably the big Launch Forge button, and while I'm not 100% sure, I'm assuming it's called Launch Forge because you can actually install your own mods into this client. There are still pre-installed mods such as Animations mod, but these won't pop up under the Mods tab in the menu. When we click Browse Mods, what we essentially get is a more modern version of Lappy mod. There's also a settings window with pretty much every generic setting a Minecraft client needs. However, Feather doesn't support 1.7 at the moment, which is pretty disappointing for a PvP client. After launching Feather, we'll immediately notice the sleek design compared to its predecessor. Unfortunately, during this recording, Feather froze on the menu screen and crashed. But again, this is still in beta, so I'll give Feather the benefit of the doubt. The client itself is pretty standard, with right shift being the key for toggling the mods and settings. If you've used BLC or Lunar before, this will feel pretty similar. However, I feel like Lunar still has a lot more customization settings with their mods compared to Feather, even though Feather claims to be the most customizable client on the market, so this is definitely something they'll have to work on. PvP feels pretty standard. My PvP on Lunar still feels smoother and cleaner, but for a client that just released, this is pretty good. However, I'd much prefer it if they added the 1.7 camera shake into the Animations mod similar to Lunar, because it feels a lot nicer for PvP. Other than that, the PvP on this client feels very vanilla, which I'm really happy about. A few bugs I noticed pretty quickly in my test run were some chat related issues, where some messages would be invisible, chat stacking would say a message is stacking somewhere where it isn't, not being able to click the friend page button in the right spot, and so on. Local ping mod doesn't work in game either. On Lunar, my FPS varied from around 600 to 800 in UHC duels, while I consistently averaged 700 to 900 FPS on Feather, so this is a win for me. However, this may be different for you depending on your PC. At the moment, Feather's only allowing whitelisted people to play their client. To get whitelisted, you can 1. Buy a cape from their shop, or 2. Win a giveaway. You would also wait for when the client's fully released, as it'll be a free client. Overall, this seems to be a great client, but there definitely are a lot of issues to fix. Fortunately, the Feather client team are actively working to update the client with new features and bug fixes. If you're planning to buy a cape purely for a good client experience, I'd highly suggest against it, as there still are a lot of bugs to work out. If you plan on purchasing a cape to support the team, then I highly encourage you to do so. Now that the review portion of the video is done, here's some gameplay with Feather client.